Have you noticed your legs feeling weaker after 60? Maybe standing up from a chair takes more effort. Maybe stairs feel steeper than they used to. Or maybe your legs feel heavy in the morning. And most people blame age, but weak legs are not always just an age problem. Sometimes they're a repair problem, a circulation problem, a mineral problem, an inflammation problem, or an energy problem. And when those problems stack up, everyday movement starts changing. You hold the railing more, you avoid longer walks, and slowly your confidence starts shrinking right along with your strength. So today, I'm going to show you 5 foods that can help support stronger legs after 60. Starting with one of the most misunderstood foods for muscle repair and ending with the food many seniors were told to avoid for decades. And that last food may be the one that helps the entire plate work better. The first food helps fix one of the biggest problems behind weak legs. Your muscles stop getting a strong enough repair signal, and that's where eggs come in. For years, many older adults were told to fear eggs, but when the goal is stronger legs, eggs are one of the simplest protein foods to understand. And your muscles need amino acids to repair. And one of the most important amino acids is called leucine, which helps tell your muscles start rebuilding. And this matters because after 60, the body doesn't always respond to protein as strongly as it used to. You can eat a little protein, but your muscles may not get enough of the signal to actually repair well. That's one reason legs can start feeling weaker even when your diet looks pretty healthy. Eggs also give you high quality protein, leucine, choline, vitamin D, and nutrients in the yolk that help support muscle and nerve function. And the yolk matters too. The egg white gives you protein, but the whole egg gives your body a more complete package. And a simple way to use this is to add 1 to 2 whole eggs at breakfast. As long as your doctor hasn't told you to avoid them. You can also pair them with vegetables, cooked spinach, or a small amount of olive oil. So the point is to not eat a massive breakfast, but to give your legs an early repair signal instead of starting the day with almost no muscle building support. But repair is only one step. But even the best nutrients cannot help much if your legs are not getting good delivery. Now, let's move from repair to blood flow, because sometimes weak legs aren't weak because the muscle is completely gone. Sometimes they feel weak because oxygen and nutrients are not reaching the lower body as well as they used to. That's why cooked spinach earns a spot on this list, since spinach contains natural nitrates, which your body can convert into nitric oxide. And nitric oxide helps blood vessels relax and open, allowing more blood to reach the thighs, calves, knees, and feet. And that matters if your legs feel heavy in the morning, tired during walks, or slow to warm up after sitting. Spinach also brings in magnesium and potassium. These 2 minerals are important for muscle contraction, relaxation, and nerve signaling. So if your legs feel tight, twitchy, stiff, or crampy at night, spinach gives you more than just greens, but gives your muscles minerals they can actually use. And their practical target is 1 cup of cooked spinach with breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You can mix it into eggs, add it to soup, or saute it lightly with garlic and olive oil. And cooking it helps because it makes spinach easier to eat in a useful amount. So just keep it simple. Light steaming or sauteing is enough. So when circulation improves, the legs may feel lighter and more responsive, but blood flow alone doesn't solve everything. And for many people, the bigger issue is that the legs feel stiff, sore, and slow to recover. And this next food is for the person who says, my legs are not exactly painful, they just feel old. That stiff, tired, slow recovering feeling is often connected to inflammation and poor muscle recovery. And salmon helps cover both. Salmon gives you complete protein, omega-3 fats, and vitamin D, which is the protein that gives your muscles building blocks. The omega-3s help support a healthier inflammation response, and vitamin D supports normal muscle contraction, balance, and strength. And that combination matters after 60 because leg strength is not only about building muscle, but it's also about recovering from daily movement. Walking, standing, climbing stairs, getting up from a chair, those may not feel like workouts, but to aging muscles, they still create demand. And that's why salmon can be such a useful food, because it supports the muscle, the inflammation side, and the vitamin D side all at once. And for most people, 2 servings per week is a simple place to start. Bake it or grill it with lemon, herbs, and a little olive oil. You don't need a giant portion. And if salmon is not your thing, sardines or trout can play a similar role. Now that we know that protein and recovery are important, there's another problem that gets missed all the time. Now, lentils don't look like your typical muscle food. They aren't flashy, they aren't exciting, but for weak legs after 60, they can be surprisingly useful. And here's why. Your legs need protein, but they also need steady fuel. If you eat a meal that digests too quickly, your energy can rise and fall fast. And a few hours later, your legs may feel shaky, tired, or heavy. And that's not always just age, but sometimes the muscles aren't getting a steady supply of energy. And lentils help because they combine plant protein, slow digestion carbohydrates, fiber, iron, magnesium, and potassium. And that gives your body a slower release of energy while also supporting the minerals involved in muscle and nerve function. So think of it like switching from lighter fluid to a slow burning log. While one burns fast and disappears, the other keeps you going longer. And lentils aren't as protein dense as eggs or salmon, but they don't need to be because their job is a bit different. They help support steady energy, better meals, and a long-lasting fuel. So start with half a cup of cooked lentils if your digestion is sensitive. And if you tolerate them well, work up to 1 cup with lunch or dinner. They also work well in soups, mixed vegetables, or paired with salmon, eggs, or spinach. And because they're high in fiber, do not go from 0 to a giant bowl overnight. That's not a leg strength plan, but can become a personal emergency. So start small and let your digestion adjust. And at this point, we have repair, blood flow, recovery, and steady fuel. But the final food is different, which is virgin olive oil. And at first, it may sound strange because olive oil doesn't look like a leg strength food. It's not high in protein. It doesn't build muscle directly. But after 60, many people make one major mistake. They eat too little healthy fats. For decades, older adults were told fat was the enemy. So they switched to dry toast, low-fat products, and meals that looked healthy, but didn't always support absorption, hormones, or recovery well. And your legs need healthy fats because your body uses fat to absorb nutrients like vitamin D, vitamin K, and carotenoids from foods like eggs, salmon, and spinach, which means that olive oil isn't just another item on the list, but helps the other foods do their job. Extra virgin olive oil also contains plant compounds called polyphenols, which supports a healthier inflammation response. And that matters because inflammation can make your legs feel older than they really are. Stiffness, soreness, slow recovery, and that "give me a second before I move" feeling can all become more noticeable when inflammation is high. So let's keep the dose realistic. Use 1 to 2 tablespoons a day. Drizzle it over cooked spinach, add it to lentils, use it with salmon, or put a small amount over eggs and vegetables. Choose extra virgin olive oil in a dark glass bottle when possible, because light and age can damage the quality. And this is why olive oil makes sense as the final food, because eggs help signal repair, spinach supports blood flow and minerals, salmon supports recovery, lentils provide steady fuel, and olive oil helps pull the plate together. So strong legs after 60 are not built from one miracle food, but are built by sending your body the same message every day, which is repair, circulate, recover, fuel, and keep moving. So here's the bottom line. Weak legs after 60 aren't always just part of getting older. Sometimes your muscles are missing the basic support they need to stay strong and steady. So you don't need to change everything tomorrow. Just pick one food from this list and add it consistently, because that's the progress that matters. And before you go, leave a comment below and tell me this. What bothers you the most right now? Weak legs, stiff knees, poor balance, or trouble with stairs? And if you found this helpful, subscribe for more simple, science-backed ways to stay strong, steady, and independent after 60.